I really don't understand the kids these days. I'm almost 60 years old. I keep to myself. I protect my animals, and my animals protect me. And I've seen that these younger generation always wants to, I don't know, push my buttons or see what I got. See how big my balls are. Even though I'm an old man. Which really shows how they were raised right there. But, anyways, there's a group of young gentlemen the other day. And everybody knows my dog. And knows that I got him from a rescue center because he was abused. And he's so aggressive that 3 states tried to put him down. But because I paid for him to get medical alert and medical support license, they can't touch him. And that's why I did that. Because when I got him, he already had a 3-point bite history. And the reason I got him is because they were going to try to put him down. And I tell this to everybody. And it seems they take it as a challenge instead of please don't fuck with them warning. So the other day, some guys were the younger generation. They were adults, but to me they're still kids. I'm almost 60. They're drinking some vodka, and they go, "Oh, I could walk right up in your camper. Tank ain't gonna fuck with me." It's right out of the blue. And I was like, "No, I don't think you could or you would." It was, "I can and I will. He ain't gonna do nothing." I said, "Are you sure about that?" He goes, "Yeah." I was like, "No, he wouldn't let you." He goes, "Oh, I'm telling you, that dog wouldn't fucking touch me." I was like, "Okay, here's the keys. Go open it up." And I'm walking with him to the camper. And he's over here. "Yeah, that dog ain't gonna mess me. I'll open up that camper and ain't a fucking thing nobody's gonna do. Or stop me." I was okay. I passed him the key to the truck, letting him think it's the key to the house. I said, "Here's the key. Go ahead, open that door and see what happens." I said, "But I'm telling you right now, 2 things are going to happen. You're either going to go to the morgue or you're going to go to the hospital. That's the only thing that's going to happen out of this situation. You're going to the morgue or you're going to the hospital." And I told him about 3 or 4 more times walking to the door. And he takes the truck key and tries to, put it in the door, and it won't open the door. "Well, this is the wrong key." I was like, "Yeah, because I'm trying to save your life." So I'm telling you. I said, "Okay." I said, "Here's the key to open the door." Now, he opens the door, and Tank is right there, in position to pounce. As soon as he opened the door, Tank pounced. Flying through the air. 200 fucking pounds of Rottweiler. And I caught him. Caught him at the door. And the guy backed up. He said, "Holy fuck." He goes, "Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, dude. I ain't gonna fuck with your dog." Well, I didn't realize this, but they let one of their dogs out, thinking that their dog was gonna protect him or stop my dogs or fight with my dogs or something. I don't know why they did it, but they did it. So my little dog, Buster, my pit, he dives out between my legs and darts out and takes their dog to the ground. He gets him by the neck and pins him to the ground. By the neck. He's, trying to rip his neck out of his throat. So I have to throw the Rottweiler back in the house, shut the door, and then go try to get Buster off this other dog. So I get Buster off this other dog. I get Buster back in the camper. And I go back into the house. And when I get to the gate, they're going like, well, we want to see your dogs again. I was like, man, don't be fucking with my dogs. I already showed you that someone's going to get hurt. No. We just want to see him. So I put them on their leash and I take them to the fence. And they go, I think we could be friends if you just let them in. I said, I'm telling you. So I agreed with them. I said, okay, I said, I'm going to let them in. I said, but I'm telling you right now, because they have 5 dogs in the house. I said, I'm telling you right now, it's a bad idea. I'm telling you not to do it. I'm telling you nothing good is going to happen with it. And if the dog's starting to a fight, if any one of you touch my dog, I'm going to fuck you up. So I let him in. And I knew exactly, as soon as I let him in, someone let one of the other dogs out. And I knew they were. That's why I said that. So Buster and this other dog lock on. And the guy kicks my dog. So I grab him by the beard, I spin him around, and I says, you touch my fucking dog again, I'm going to fucking kill you. And he apologized for kicking my dog. And then he goes, yeah, you're right. Please take the dogs back to your house. So I took him back to my house, and I'm, I realize now, okay, they're just vodka drunk and getting, cocky and stupid. So I said, I'm just going to, sit in the house and chill out. Go back to being a hermit. So I'm sitting here, and the guy asked me to hold a bottle of vodka for him a couple days ago. And so I was holding it for him. And about, 45 minutes later, he calls me. He says, man, you got the other bottle of vodka? I was like, yeah, I got your bottle of vodka. He goes, could you bring it in? I said, yeah. So I walk in the house, and everybody's standing in the living room and the kitchen. And the girls were standing on the cars. I walk in, they shut the door behind me. I'm like, okay, this is weird. So I walk in further. A guy walks out of the kitchen with a Rottweiler named Zeus. Almost as big as Tank. Probably about 40 pounds smaller than Tank. And they go, we got a Roddy too. What you gonna do? I said, okay. So I sat down, snapped my finger, put it to the floor. The Rottweiler Zeus came right up to my legs, did 3 circles around my lap, and sat down between my legs. And wouldn't move. The owner called him, he wouldn't move. The owner called him again, he wouldn't move. And now, they're all sitting in the living room, or standing in the living room, standing in the kitchen, like, fuck, what are we supposed to do? Then this Rottweiler chose to protect him. And they just stood there. The whole time I was in there, and that dog was between my legs, they just stood there. And the owner kept trying to call him back. I said, your dog ain't going nowhere. Your dog's going to stay right there. And he did, too. And then I got up, and I released Zeus. I said, go on, boy. And I walked out, and I said, okay, see you guys later. I just don't understand why this generation would even consider challenging me. Number 1, I'm old. Number 2, I'm dying. Number 3, the dogs I got because I protected them because of people like them. Like this guy that brought Zeus in. They thought he was going to be a fighter. They thought he was going to fight my dogs. They thought he was going to bite me. If that's why you have a dog, you don't need a dog. If that's why you have an animal, you don't need an animal. I don't understand today's generation. I just don't understand them.